Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly Purple Penny coin video. We run these at 12 o'clock every Monday, Adelaide time. Have done for a little while now. My name's Mark. I run the Purple Penny along with my wife Catherine. We're in Mawson Lakes in the northern suburbs of Adelaide in South Australia. Thanks everyone for joining in today. We couple of things today before we get started on the topic of the week. Firstly, we've got a little thing available to people that are outside of the Adelaide metro area. You may well know that in a couple of weeks' time there's a 2022 $2 coin with a red poppy on it being released. I'm sure you probably all know that by now. As you can imagine, demand has been extreme for those, and unfortunately our allocation wasn't as high as what we'd like. So we will not be selling those through our website on release day, but for people who tune into our social media, we are having a little bit of a ballot where we will record your name and email, and after release day, which is Thursday the 3rd of November, we will choose some people to be able to purchase one of those $2 coins and have it mailed out to them. You can find the link to that ballot in the post of this video. It is only available to people that are watching today. It won't be available, the link won't be there if you're watching later on YouTube. So just look for that link in the post text of this video and click on it and just record your interest there. As I said, it is only available to people that are outside of the Adelaide metro area. You cannot do pickups in the shop if you're chosen. It has to be mailed out to you. No payments available until after release time and date, and the item needs to be purchased by itself. So lots of term and conditions there, but unfortunately, you know, the supplies are limited and demand is large. We just want to give some people out there an opportunity to get their hands on one of these coins. So please do take part in that. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about today was just some bits and pieces that I read on social media in the last couple of weeks about the expo that was held here in Adelaide about 4 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago. And I guess it was just people who were suggesting that A, there were no bargains at the show, and B, that dealers were buying things and selling them at a profit. Now, firstly, coin shows are not free for the coin dealers to attend. So if there was a dealer that had attended from Sydney, let's say Wynyard Coins, who had several tables against the back wall as you walked into the show there, they had several tables, they had paid staff. Those guys had come over from Sydney, they had paid for the tables, they'd paid for accommodation, and the staff were getting paid. So it's costing them thousands of dollars to be at that show, thousands of dollars. And for them to make the show economic, they need to recover those costs in profit, not just in sales, but in profit. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that in my experience, and I've been going to coin shows for 20 years, there are very few bargains to be found at coin shows. The dealers do not generally go there to sell things cheap. They go there to get access to lots of customers. And similarly, if you're attending coin shows, really the main reason you're going there is to see a lot of stock. To see a lot of stock that you wouldn't get to see otherwise. Now, us, for example, we had a whole bunch of stuff on our table that is not available on our website. The other dealers that came from here in Adelaide, say Joe from LaRock's Trading, doesn't have a website. Jerry from At the Toss of a Coin doesn't have a website. And you know, while we're on the subject of bargains, Jerry had a whole bunch of mint product on his table that was priced at well under retail prices. So I guess if you didn't find a bargain at the show, then there's two things. One is that, you know, you didn't look hard enough, and the other is that you're collecting things that are quite easily priced up. And a lot of modern mint product like $2 coins and things like that, there's a very strong market for it, and the prices are well known, and you're unlikely to find something priced low. So, and yeah, and as to the subject of dealers and buying and selling for a profit, that's how it works. I know that seems a bit hard to understand, but you know, dealers do buy by an attempt to make a margin on them, and that's no different to what a lot of people on Facebook do. So Catherine did point out the other day some gentleman on Facebook that had bought a couple of $1,000s worth of stuff off of someone for $500, and he was being congratulated. And you know, on the other hand, if a dealer had done that, they would be getting slammed on social media. So I guess if you weren't happy with the expo, then perhaps go along to a few more shows and just get a bit of an idea of how shows work, because the expo was fantastic. It was the single best coin show I've ever been to. And that's not just as a dealer, that's as a buyer. I had great fun looking around. It was just tremendous fun. So much stuff that was there. Right, let's have a look at the comments here. Hello, Andrew, Shane, Alicia, Pauline. Thank you, Andrew, for your kind words there. Andrew's a regular here in the shop. Darren, Greg, Ian, Gwen, Andrew again, Mikey, how are you, mate? Patrick, Jay, Michael, John Sharp, Glenn, Christina, Ian saying, wait, dealers were buying stock and making a profit. How preposterous. Yeah, it does seem a bit odd that people get upset by that. Hello, Peter, Debbie, Trina. Dealers making a profit and paying tax. Now, that's Peter Andrews saying that. Dealers making a profit and paying tax. Just keep that in mind, that when we buy things here and sell it and make a profit, we pay tax and GST, whereas people that are selling things on Facebook often don't. So, in reality, a lot of people on Facebook are working on bigger margins than what we are, and that's not complaining. That's just pointing out facts. You know, I don't mind. I don't mind paying tax and GST. Just do keep that in mind. Georgina, can we apply for a ballot if we live in the metro? No, I'm afraid there's no exceptions for any of that sort of stuff. It's just available for people that are outside of Adelaide Metro. And hello, Catherine, how are you? Catherine's in the other room watching today. Brendan's saying thoughts on the other releases on the 3rd. Well, Brendan, everyone's forgotten about the Beauty Rich and Rare release, and everyone's forgotten how amazingly strong that release was last time. So the Daintree coin is probably going to be the one that everyone is chasing after, because our allocation was tiny. And the other one is the Smith family dollar coin. Our allocation for that was very small. We're not going to have enough to even sell to our customers over the counter here in the shop. So the other two coins coming out on that day are going to be, I think, the ones that people really want. There will be any number of the $2 Remembrance $2 coins available on eBay within 5 seconds of release, whereas the other ones are going to be much harder to get their hands on. But unfortunately, everyone is chasing the $2 coins these days and has forgotten about everything else. Let's see what else. Andrew, there's supposed to be an Australia release on the 3rd. Yeah, we're not Australia Post dealers, Andrew, so we don't really keep across that sort of stuff. Yeah, I think Catherine knows a fair bit more about that than we do. And Chrissy says, hi to both of you, and thank you for the help on the past couple of Saturdays. I'm definitely after the Daintree coin. Right. Now, what a fun week coin-wise it has been. I've got the wrong slide there. So, the Mint announced almost secretly on Thursday that the 2023 Unken Proof sets will be available on November the 17th. The pricing is $33 for the Unk set, $130 for the Proof set. We got no idea what the theme is. We're told there's some sort of licensing issues. It means that we can't talk about what the theme is. We did pop up a registration of interest form on our Facebook page on Friday to get an idea of interest in the sets, and recorded a whole bunch of people's names and what they're interested in. We have been warned that supply from the Mint will be limited, so I doubt whether we'll get enough stock to keep everyone happy. But before you start chasing the Mint and Proof sets, please do be aware they will be available all of next year. The Mint will make them on and off through the whole year. And, if you miss out on release date on the 17th, please just be patient. They will be available again. Don't waste your money chasing them on the secondary market. They will be available again. we recorded interest in mint and proof sets last year, and I've got to say that there was hardly any interest in them last year, but this year the interest has been quite phenomenal, and I'm sure that's just a hangover from the Queen passing away. November RAM releases, I think we've talked about that enough already. I won't list those up. If you do have any questions about them, feel free to contact us, and we'll do what we can to answer those questions. The police released some footage this week of a man who was passing fake hundreds around Adelaide, fake $100 notes. So if you are handling a lot of $100 notes, the fakes are really quite obvious. See if you can rip it. See if the hologram has a rainbow reflective effect to it. And if someone hands you a whole bunch of money, then do make sure you check all of those things, because there is good money to be made out of passing $100 notes, and of course there is great prison time to be had out of passing fake $100 notes. So do check that stuff. Now, what is Ian Price saying here? Any chance you could start a roll club so I can get a roll regardless? Great idea. We are not allowed to take standing orders for items, and it's as simple as that. Now, the reason is that the Mint doesn't want to be held responsible for people taking payments for products that they can't deliver. So, and I heard a terrible story about a dealer in Melbourne who had a very angry and aggressive customer, came in to collect his Mint product that he thought that he had bought prior to release, and the Mint had not allocated the coin dealer enough stock to be able to keep this guy happy. And this guy had pre-sold all of his stuff on eBay. He had pre-sold it all on eBay, expecting that he was going to get what he asked for. And I don't believe there was violence, but I believe that there was people being escorted off of premises and things like that. So as a result of that sort of behaviour, the Mint does not allow pre-sales, and everyone always asks, and we can't do it. We will not take pre-sales. We will not do standing orders. We're just not allowed to do it, and and that's that, unfortunately. Incidentally, if you do come in here on release day on Thursday, the 3rd of November, I'll be on the door, and we'll have a line, and we'll be controlling people coming in here. Catherine will be taking care of the counter sales, and I'll be controlling people coming through the front door, and there will be a very small limit on the amount of $2 coins you can buy, and it's probably going to be one. Okay, that is probably going to be the limit for over the counter here. Right, I'll just drop to the last point there. We're thinking about closing the shop from November 23rd to the 26th. We haven't finalised that yet, but please just do keep that in mind. Next week we'll just let you know whether that's actually happening or not. Now, the big thing that has happened in the last couple of weeks, which... okay, Catherine, thank you. Catherine has just made a great point. The uncirculated and proof sets will not have King Charles's portrait on them. Absolutely will not have King Charles's portrait on them. So if anyone is out there sort of pushing that or asking that question, the answer is no, it will still have the Queen's portrait on them. Please don't get your hopes up about that. Right. Will there be stock online? We will not be selling any of November's releases on our website. So if you want to get your hands on one of the Poppy coins, as I said, there is a ballot entry in the post for this video on Facebook. It is not available on YouTube, only if you're watching here on Facebook. And you can put your name down, and we will pick some winners of that ballot and give them the opportunity to purchase one coin posted to them. Okay. RAM report and speculation. So late October is usually when the Royal Australian Mint releases their annual report, and the annual report includes information on coins that the Mint has issued into circulation for that financial year. Now notice that I say coins that they have issued into circulation. It is not coins that they have made. It is coins that they have issued into circulation, or coins that they have sold. What does that mean? It means that often the mintage of coins is spread across several annual reports, and by several it could be anywhere from 2 to 4 annual reports. So that means that the mint can and does issue coins into circulation that can be up to 2 to 3 years old. Now, what does that mean to you and me and all the collectors out there in the world? It means that the mintage, if the mintage of a coin appears to be exceedingly low, the chances are that the mintage in the annual report is not complete. Now, the slide there says that, look out for mintages across 2 to 4 annual reports. The mint is not FIFO. What does that mean? It means that just because they have made a coin, it doesn't mean that is the first coin that they will distribute. They do things their own way, and I don't understand how they do it. So, for example, in the last month, there have been bags of peacekeeping $2 coins showing up, obviously bags of honeybee coins showing up, and just in the last 2 weeks, bags of 2020 end of World War II coins. Now, those coins were minted possibly 2 years ago, but they have only just started showing up in circulation. Now, how do we know that they've only just started showing up? Because they are in security bags that have a pack date of early November. And I'll just show you, I've been sort of grabbing screenshots off of Facebook this week as I see these things appear. So there's a jumbo bag, and a jumbo bag is a bag of 20 bags of 25 $2 coins, so $2,000 face value. And the text is probably too small to read there, but the pack date on that jumbo bag is the 11th of October, which is just a couple of weeks ago. Now, we'll go back to the slide here. So the commercial side of the mint, not the collector side, the commercial side is only in charge of distributing coins and keeping the world of commerce going. They're not in charge of providing you with anticipated mintages of coins, or providing you with surety that the mintage in a report is the final mintage, or things like that. They're not in charge of making people's job on speculating on mintages easier for you. They're in charge of just distributing coins and, as I said, keeping the wheels of commerce going. Now, why did they suddenly release into World War II $2 coins? I don't know, and no one does know, but clearly they had remaining stocks of those things, and they've put them out. Now, if we sort of harken back to when COVID started, there was a bunch of weird stuff being put out by the mint then. For example, all of the reject rolls from, funnily enough, into World War II reject rolls. There were the leftover 20-cent pieces from the newspaper Anzac coin sets. And, you can only think that at that time, to meet the demands of coinage, they were just sort of clearing out their warehouse. And you can only wonder that perhaps with the Queen passing away, they're doing exactly the same thing. Let's get rid of all of the stuff out of the warehouse that's got the Queen's portrait on it. Maybe that happened. Maybe, as Catherine suggested, they just discovered a couple of drums full of these $2 coins. We will never know. Now, let's have a look at some selling posts here for end of World War II coins. So I've seen this happen 3 or 4 years in a row now. The hardcore Facebook sellers, knowing that the mint report is coming up, start selling things that still have an apparently low mintage. And why are they doing that? They're banking. They are banking on people speculating on the mintages. They are banking on it. They are trying to drive the market up based on pure speculation, and that's what it is. It is pure speculation. So as a result, these bags were appearing by their hundreds, by their absolute hundreds in the last 3 weeks. Prices anywhere from $300 a bag down to $240 a bag. So on the left there's a jumbo for $8,000, which is $200 a bag. On the right there, I believe that those prices start at $240 and go down a bit lower than that. And then we can have a look at this slide here, Now these are 2 slides from the same seller and a couple days apart. Now why are they a couple of days apart? The next slide will explain that. So he's trying to sell, or he or she is trying to sell bags there for $2.40 a bag, and then a couple of days later they're trying to sell them again, saying that there's been a bunch of cancelled orders for $2.40 a bag. Why are they trying to sell them for $2.40 a bag because of cancelled orders? It's because someone else has gone into the bank and got a jumbo bag of $2 coins at face value and is selling them for $90 each. There is no scarcity of supply of these things. There is no compulsion of a seller to sell them at the going market rate. If someone can get these bags at face value, they can sell them at whatever value they like. And as a result, this person here that was selling them at $90 each has really sort of cut the legs out from under these people that have been hoarding these bags and then trying to sell them in anticipation of people speculating on the mintage of the $2 coin. And Peter Andrews said something before, and I'm going to address what you said before, Peter, but I'm just going to leave it because it does actually come from the next point here. Beware of speculating on mintages if you're new, because there are people that have been doing this for years that know a lot more than what you do, and they know full well that a year or two ago the mint said via a Facebook message that the mintage of the end of World War II $2 coin was 2 million. Okay, one of the RAM staff said it. The mintage is going to be 2 million in line with all other coloured $2 coins. And these sellers, they know that, but are they going to share that information with you? Oh no, they're not going to share that information with you because they're relying on you speculating on mintages of these coins. Now, has this happened before? Absolutely. And the two most recent ones that we could think of were the 2019 JC 50 cent, where bags at one point based on speculation on mintages were $400 or $500 a bag. You are going really well if you can get $50 a bag now. The other one was the 2019 repatriation $2 coin. Again, the mintage was spread over multiple reports. There was a lot of speculation that the mintage was going to be low, even though it was always going to be about 2 million, and the whole price of those bags, it went down by 75% overnight. These sellers, they are relying on you. They are relying on conjecture. They are relying on discussion saying this mintage is going to be low and that mintage is going to be low. They are reliant on misinformation being spread. I'm not saying that they are spreading the misinformation. I'm saying they're relying on people spreading the misinformation amongst themselves, and they're relying on people speculating on the mintages, hoping to make a quick buck. Now, I don't have a problem with speculating on things. If you want to do it, that's up to you. But just realise that people that are selling this stuff have probably been doing it a lot longer than you, and they know a lot more than you do. And they are waiting for this to happen every October. They are absolutely waiting for it. So buyer beware. Buyer beware. If you've been buying end of World War II security bags at $300 each, then I don't like your chances for positive returns on those bags. Right. Bit of a rant today, but it's something that comes up every year, and it is a little frustrating to have to talk about the same thing every year. But for newbies that are just getting into it, please don't get your fingers burnt. And you can always come and ask us. I will be quite open with you. We have had a number of people bringing in end of World War II stuff here in the last couple of months, and I've told them the same thing: is that we will not chase the prices of things up based on speculation. We just will not, because number one, we're not an ATM. You can't just come to us and cash out. And number two, we've been doing it long enough that we won't get burnt by speculation. So, right, let's have a look at some comments here. The RAM, this is what Peter said. The RAM said there always would be 2 million of the end of World War II coins. So that's known information, but of course it's not particularly publicised because it's not in some people's best interests. And Andrew Parkhurst says he feels they're getting rid of everything before King Charles' effigy is released on coins. Andrew, I think you're absolutely correct. I think that they will focus on clearing out their warehouses of circulating coinage to give them enough time to get all the production issues sorted out for the new effigy. I suspect they don't want to be making any more coins with the Queen's portrait on it, and they want to get rid of their old stock. And, you know, it makes sense why they would want to do that. Ian Price is talking about HH $2 coins there. Ian, thank you for that. I won't talk about those today. And Debbie is asking what site was that. They were Facebook sales, Debbie. That was all on Facebook. And Greg is saying don't buy on FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Wait until prices will usually come back down. Yes, that's absolutely right. Prices will usually come back down. Andrew Parkhurst is saying a similar thing happened to the 2019 low Fraser $20 banknotes as well. Now, I will share a story for you. We're not perfect at this sort of stuff. We had someone come in here and sell us some low Fraser banknotes. I think I paid $30 each for them, and I was really uneasy about doing it. We bought 10 or 15 of them. We sold a few, you know, made $5 or $10 each, which was fine. But the last 10 or 12 we couldn't get rid of, and we ended up putting them in the till and giving them out as change. So again, you know, if there's a hype or a bubble about these sort of things, if you get it on the end, it's too late. You're going to be the one left holding the baby, unfortunately. Right, I think that will do for today. Kim is saying, what about the Qantas dollar coins? Mintage is low. Well, the reported mintage is low so far, Kim. The reported mintage is low. Now, maybe this year would be the last year you might expect to see them, but I would still wait until next year's report just to confirm that the mintage is low. There has been the odd dollar coin whose mintage has been low. I don't think at the moment coloured $2 mintages will ever be low, because I think that the mint is working to a minimum production quantity to make it economically viable. That means there's no point in them making 400,000 coloured $2 coins of a particular design, because they're making an economic loss on it. I don't think there's any coincidence that the mintage of most $2 coins is about 2 million. I suspect that is the minimum viable production quantity that they can make to recoup their expenses on creating a new $2 coin. I don't think there's any coincidence in that. Dollar coins, again, you know, there has been the odd one that's been low. The 2016 changeover dollar coin, you know, super low mintage, but no one cares. You know, compared to $2 coins, it's a quarter of the mintage. No one cares. We've got pages full of them here in the shop. No one ever buys them, which, you know, it's not a $2 coin. It's not a $2 coin. Chrissy's saying, thanks for the informative video. Peter's saying I should stuck to first and last polymers. Yeah. Polymers I'm on the fence about. They're hard to get, first and last prefix polymers, and whenever they come in here they're always circulated, and then they're impossible to sell. Right. Alright everyone, I think that'll do for today. Thank you everyone for taking part. Please do make sure that you enter that ballot. It's been great. Thanks for all the feedback and all the engagement and questions and things like that. As always, happy collecting. Remember, don't speculate on mintages. It'll be interesting to see what the mintage of the World War II coin is when the report comes out. Now, of course, I should just add, with the mint distributing them now in the last few weeks, that mintage will not appear in this year's report. It will appear in next year's report. So look forward to continued speculation next year, because, of course, the mintage won't be as high. The total mintage won't be high enough when this year's report comes out. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Bye, everyone, for now. Stay safe, happy collecting, and we'll see you next week.